Hello everyone, I am practicing. It's been a while since I've done any random collage, and I am planning some videos, some shorter videos showing how I do the random collage in 3 different parts. And I started this signature, I did this signature, I want to say it was probably a while ago. It was probably in November, so it's been a few months. And I used the basic random collage, and I wanted to do some more signatures to put into a book. And I must have started this one, excuse me, about the same time. But I didn't finish, and I added, I don't know what I was doing. But I want to practice before I start doing the videos. So I thought that I would get out here and do a little bit of collaging with these pages to catch up and to remind myself, get in the groove, I suppose. So I have here some book text, some security envelopes, some scrapbook paper. I have some printed images. There's another printed image. I have some stamped images, some large stamped things, and I've got some magazine. Some of these are images that I wouldn't necessarily use for the background, so I'm kind of testing some images. I don't usually put this kind of thing in the background, things that are really noticeable, but I am going to switch it up just a little bit this time and see how it works. So that's what I have over here to grab from. And my workstation is not very large, so let's see how far I can get. I've got my t-shirt, I've got my glue, I've got my gluing magazine. All right, so random collage, and I am just going to talk and try to glue at the same time. Sometimes that's difficult for me. So what I was trying to do, and will do in a shorter version, is I am trying to put large pieces down first. First step of random collage, my process, is large pieces of background stuff, like the book text, magazine images that don't really have a focal point, things that are out of focus, things that are, here, let me put that over here. Things that are, things that you would see in the background. Trees and windows, buildings, a house maybe. I use magazine color, random bits of things that are just a certain color. Gosh, see, I need practice. I need practice telling my process here. It's been a while since I've done any collaging, any kind of collage at all. And so I really do need to get back into the groove. And I just thought filming my process a little bit might be a little helpful for not only myself, to remind myself what I'm doing, but so you guys can see it's not always as easy as I seem to make it. Sometimes I'm having difficulties too. So, going back to what I'm doing here, I am choosing large pieces. I want large, I have a little bit of envelope. I want large pieces in the background. That will give me a background so that I have less things that I really need to add. Let's see. And I am going for straight edges for the edges and torn edges for the center bits. And the reason I like doing it that way is because the torn edges tend to not catch my eye as much as a straight edge. When I'm using different types of background papers, scrapbook papers, the envelopes, the magazine images that are glossy, some of these other things are not glossy. If it's a straight edge, my eye just kind of wonders why there's a barrier there. Why is that straight edge there? Why is it blocked in? A torn edge seems to blend the images together better. So I try to getting glue everywhere. I just started. So I try to keep the straight edges on the outside and torn edges on the inside. And then the second part is putting little bits into the white areas. So I don't mind if I'm leaving some white. I'm going to tear that because I don't want that straight edge. But this is a nice little background. It's very nondescript. It's not a whole lot to look at, but it's going to add a little bit of something to the background. It's going to make it a little bit more interesting. And maybe it's just a little bit smaller than I would like, but it's on a piece of scrapbook paper, so it doesn't really matter if I've got white edges or white spots. So that's what I would do for a basic background. I leave the white spots because the second part is coming back and putting little focal images in those spots. And I like to leave white spots in areas that I wouldn't normally. This is a really cool color, nondescript. It's just a cool color from a magazine. It has some text on it, and I like text, but I really like the color. So I am just going to add that, and I'm going to put it off the edge upside down because I don't really want to read the words, and I'm going to cut it off. Put it down there, use my t-shirt to get it straight, no bubbles underneath. Let me cut that off now because I have glue on it. I don't want it glued to the next page. But that's all I'm doing, is I'm just putting a background bits, very nondescript, things that I'm not afraid to cover up, that are just there to take away the white spots. Put some scrapbook paper. What else do I have? I have a very cool. This is a printout from one of my altered book pages. And I shouldn't try to go real fast. I should go ahead and just slow down a little bit. Ooh, the egg with that bird is kind of interesting. But I don't like the straight edges. So let me see if I can not lose the egg so much. Just get that edge. I managed to do it. go around it this way so it's not square-ish, more egg-shaped. And let's not get the egg ripped into. I guess it would make it more interesting. Just don't want those straight edges in the center of my page. I tend to want to cover up any straight edges. So there's that, and I really like that, so I'm going to put that down. Just like that. Should put some washi tape over here. I'm supposed to be doing the backgrounds, and of course I'm distracting myself with the little details, which is fine, but I do need to get into practice doing it the correct way, the way I'm trying to do the video. Uh-oh. Why does that have paper on it? That's weird. It's got a little bit of paper on it. I don't remember seeing that before. That's different. It's new and interesting. Let me put that right there. I happen to get just the right amount of washi tape. That's funny. And I want a piece up here too. Take away some of that blue. So I've got straight edges here that are kind of catching my eye just a little bit. Let's tear off that, and since it's got paper, I can actually tear that. See if I can get rid of one of those straight edges. I didn't even know that this washi tape was like that. Okay, that's most of the straight edge gone. So take it off the paper and hide that straight edge. Some people do this with and I have this one torn. Some people do it with paint. I like to do it with little bits of book text or painted papers, something like that. And I've got this little tiny bit, and I suppose I can put it down here just to use it instead of throwing it away. All right. That was interesting washi tape. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I think I got that on sale. All right, so let's go back to where I was supposed to be working on these pages. Back to reminding myself how I want to do this. Here's another printed out image. I printed this from you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can fussy tear around that balloon, because that balloon's pretty cool. Graphics Fairy. I do subscribe to Graphics Fairy. I like their images. It's kind of cool. I don't think I want all that white though. can put it over here. Then I can put something in the frame. I don't like all the white. I don't normally do all this fussiness. But I am going to use a little bit of an ink duster. Oh, it's going to rain. My weather has just been horrible here lately. And I am just going to put a little bit of color, light color. I like the ink dusters. And it's just a little, this is from Judikins. It's a color duster. And it's kind of like a stencil brush, but it's not flat on the top. So, and I just use a little bit of ink to put a little bit of color on my image. And I have one for every color so that I can use it over and over again and not mix up my colors. I feel like I need a little bit of color. I need some blue on that balloon. I like the balloon. I want it just a little bit. I'm trying to paint with a sponge, which is not an easy thing to do. So let's see how well that works out. It seems to be working out okay. All right. All right. A little bit down there. All right. Just so it's not all white. Oops. And then I'm going to put it down here. I need something underneath it so I don't have to cover that up. So let's see if I've got a little bit of, oh, I have some of that. Some of that would be cool. Some, it's too small. Some, there's a little bit of napkin. You know what, I'm just going to put that down there because it seems to be big enough. Right there in the corner. So I have something underneath the image. Yep. I like that. And before I glue that down, I think I want to put something up there. Put that up there. And this on the other side, we'll put it sideways. Straight edge so I can get it in the corner. And this is the right color, so I want to use that. It is a piece of cardboard box. And the box, I just loved that. I thought that was really cool. And it had tape all over it, so it made it all sticky. So I had to tear it apart. And I got the panels off that I could use that weren't sticky. And I don't want that white bit. And it's still a little thick. Let's see if I can get some more of that cardboard off of it. There, it comes off pretty easily. There, that's a nice piece of paper. All right. So this is a little smaller than I would normally use. So let's see if I can get some of this up there. Put some of that there. And then I've got two little white spots, which will be fine. So let me glue this stuff down. And then I will come back with the details to fill up my little white spots. I just need to get back in the collage groove. It's been a while. I can't remember the last time. It might have been this signature that last time that I was, doing any random collage. Which is sad because I enjoy doing collage. I've just been so busy with other stuff. I need a little practice. Alright, I want that straight edge on the straight edge up there. And this on the bottom. That way. Don't usually glue things in the ditch. Put that way. It makes my ditch too full. My pages don't want to close. So if I have something that goes from one side to the other, I'd usually try to cut it in half or something. And what I'm trying to do, I need to get in the hang of again, is I'm trying to cover up the edges and kind of leave spaces on the inside just a little bit. And I'm not being very successful here because I need something on the outside there. So, I wonder if I've got some painted paper. In those kind of colors. That would work. Like that. That works. Let me just put that down before I overthink it too much. Ooh. I like that side better. I like that side a whole lot better. Let me just put that down. Like that little tiny gold speck there. I don't know why that just caught my eye. I will figure out something to put here on the edge when I come back with some details. Alright, so there is the background for that one. Do need to cut that off. So let's do that page, and then I can go on to the second step. Why, I'm really out of practice. Alright. I am going to do a little bit of this red and purple. So let me tear that up a little bit so it's not quite so straight. You can put it right there. There's my glue. And I will come back and do the other steps too. I kind of want to just to have about an hour of, that wasn't the way I was supposed to put it on there, was it? Oh well. An hour of reminding myself how I used to do this. It's been a while. Oh, and this little pink flamingos is catching my eye. I want just a little bit of that paper, maybe in this corner, to kind of put the the same color in each corner. Like the flamingos. Okay, it's a magazine image, I think. Let's find something. Come on. That's really cool. Not quite tall enough, so I'm going to put it over the edge, and then I can put something down here. Alright, so let me just glue it on. This is part of not planning. It's supposed to be random. So the first part of the random collage, and I'm reminding myself as well as anyone who's interested, the first part of my process for random collage is putting down a background. Large pieces, torn edges in the center, and I want to say large pieces. You don't want a lot of tiny little pieces. It makes your background too busy. If you just have a few things in the background, it really helps. The nest, I don't have enough. Oh, purple circles on a book page. That would be kind of fun here. That would be really fun right there. So let me just put that there. Large pieces and not very many pieces. You don't really want any more than 4. I try to do 3 pieces. And you can leave white spaces in there. Put the nest up here. I don't want the nest. Why am I thinking the nest? The nest would be kind of cool right there. So let me kind of rip around that nest like that. And I need a straight edge for right against right there. And I'm just going to put that down there. I am just going to put that down there. Usually that's part 2, where you're putting little details, things to look at in the white spaces, but I just saw it and it looks like it belongs there. So I might as well put it there while I can see where it is. I need some more stuff on this side. Maybe some more magazine images. Tree. Oh, she would be kind of cool. I can kind of tear her out so she doesn't have straight edges. And I don't have to worry about white spots against this scrapbook paper. And she's got a pink bag, so it kind of goes with the other little bits of pink. And that just covers up that flamingo a lot. Oh well. I can add another flamingo. I kind of like that. And I don't have to worry about the white spaces because the signature's done with scrapbook paper. So I've got something in the background. I like it. I don't usually put this kind of thing, like I said in the beginning, I don't usually put anything that you can recognize focal point wise. But I kind of wanted to test it out and see how it works in the end. And I feel like I need a little bit of book page. I want some, this is very dark, and I feel like I need a little bit of something dark over on this side. Just a little bit of something. It's making my eye unbalanced. I feel like I need to balance out both sides of the page. So that helps quite a bit. And I will work more with this when I come back and do some details. And that is it. So I suppose I can come back now, because I kind of wanted to work for about an hour. And let's see if I can find some little detailed pictures to put in some of these areas. I don't have any words. I didn't grab words. Close up my glue for now and put this stuff away. For next time. I didn't hardly use any of that stuff, did I? Alright. Put this stuff over here too. And I have some smaller images right in here. So what I like to do is kind of get an idea of some of the things that I am working on. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way too. Just to get an idea of the pages, and I need some stuff in here, and I might use a little bit of book page things to put in here as well. So what I am looking for are little pictures, little details. A ship would be kind of cool, so let me pull that out, and I'm just kind of looking for things that catch my eye. This is kind of interesting, and I like the looks of that. On the page. Let me tear around the edges so it doesn't have a straight edge. I don't like the looks of the straight edges against straight edges in my collage. With the different kinds of papers, it seems to block off the images instead of blending the images to the page. See, I like that. Cut that straight so it fits inside the ditch there. And I'm just going to glue that in. Usually I like something just a little bit larger, but I just really like the way that looks. And I don't usually put things right in the center of the page either. We'll have to fix that. So I'm just kind of looking for, and things don't have to make sense. The little hermit crab looks really cool. I really like him for this page anyway. Let's see what else catches my eye. Put a face. Face might work. A boat. I like that. Let's pull some things out. That's too wide for the picture frame, but that would have been cute too. Trees. Another little face. That would be kind of cool. I would make that a little skinnier to fit that frame. Got glue on my hands. I'm just going to go on for just a couple more minutes. With the second part, just so you can see. Of course, I'm going to trim it too small, which I guess would be better. Would be okay. All right, I need it to be just a little bit down here. Oops, got it crooked. So that's good. And then I need it to be right there, right there. So I'm going to fold that on those marks so I can make kind of a straight edge. Let me fold it this way so I can see the marks. Where's the mark? Mark is there, and the mark is right there. So let me pinch that on the sides, and then make a fold to connect them, and then I know where to cut. I know where that straight edge is. How many times have I cut crooked? I always cut crooked. And I find that just folding it where I want to cut really helps a lot. Let's see. I need to trim any more of that. I think I need to trim just a tad bit here. And I really like the looks of that. So I am going to glue that down. And this is the fun part for me, putting the little details. The last part is little tiny details. I like to put little tiny pictures, like this is really a little tiny detail, a little tree somewhere. See, I would cut it out. I have a few of these. It was an advertisement from Montgomery. And so I would maybe make a forest somewhere. Something like that with little details. I like the little details and words and, you know, just little bits of things like that. I need something in here. Another thing, here, black and white, that's a cool castle. That would be cool right there. I'm going to cut off the bottom. Another thing, and I need to do this, your second elements really do need to overlap each other. That also blends the page. So let's see if this is, it might be too small. I think I need something just a little bit larger. Or I can put it yeah, it needs to be something larger. I don't want a bunch of little tiny pictures all over the place because it confuses my eyes. It makes it so that I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to be looking at. So I need a larger image. And that's probably is not the right place to look for something a little bit larger, because these are my smallish pictures. So I might have to come back to this. I might need a little boat or something. So that's, I'll come back to this. I need images that are different scale. I need, you know, all the images that I put on for the second layer, they need to be different scale. It makes your eyes too confused if everything is the same size and they're just like disconnected. They're not together in any way. And I go for color. I'm always looking for color. I like the color of this, but I don't need two girls. I'm not convinced that I don't need it. I might need bigger images. These are just too small. I need something a little bit larger. Let's see what I have over here. See if I can not tip everything over. Here is some things. See, this is a larger image. Maybe that. Maybe a sewing machine. I do need things that are just a tad. I think that's too wide. It makes it more interesting if you have large things and small things, if they're overlapping. That's kind of cool. That would have been interesting on the bottom layer. And it's interesting to have a little tiny house and a great big huge bird or bug or something like that. Just makes it different. If you wanted just a regular landscape, you could go outside and take a picture. Collage lets you be a little bit more free and a little bit more nonsense going on. That's a little skinny something that I think is pretty cool. She's kind of neat too. She's interesting. Oh, and the bird is cool. He's a large image. The duck is large. Fussy cut things in here. Fussy cutting is great for the second layer. It also blends elements to the page. Let's see here. I'm not seeing anything else right yet. Let's see what we have here. It looks pretty fun right there. I need something on this white spot though. What do I have? Too bad I don't have more of this magazine image that I've covered all up, because that would have been great for a little bit over on the other side as well. Maybe some text. Some Japanese text. Just cut the straight edge. I don't want all that white bit of the paper. And I need just a little bit, just right there. Alright, let me glue that down, see what it looks like. I don't know why, I like that. But I am just going to do it. I'm just going to put it down there. I pulled that over, I did a little bit. Alright. So he needs to be right side up and overlap that other picture so they kind of blend together. They kind of look like they belong together. You can't really tell where one picture starts and the other one stops. There's not any straight edges. Well, there is straight edges, but you really can't see because it's been fussy cut just a little bit. That was thunder. I don't know if you could hear that. I've had a lot of storms going through. Let's see here. I need something up in this area. That's a really dark picture. Sewing machine. Let's see if I can kind of rip some of that stuff away. It's too dark, but it would be interesting over there. It would be just like that. I like the looks of that. Something dark on the other side. Balance it out a little bit. Oops, not upside down. You want to be able to see what it is. Just like that. And it makes no sense for a sewing machine to be on top of a hot air balloon, or this guy here looking into this diner. It makes absolutely no sense. And that's how I like my collages. I don't know why. Just absolutely no sense at all. He's kind of cool. He would balance out the page a little bit, maybe. Let's rip those edges. I don't want that edge either, but I don't want to take the top of his head off. See if I can just get a little bit. There we go. It's too dark. But he looks kind of interesting like that. I'll keep him in mind. Oops. We're almost there. I'll come back to this one with little details, some words to put in some of those other areas and that kind of thing. He might be interesting here. She looks like she's looking at something funny. So let's find something for her to look at. Wow, it's just really gonna storm. Hopefully I can upload this video. I've been having such trouble with my internet. See, I like that. And it looks like she's looking down at him, his face. So I am going to go ahead and glue that down. Kind of blends in, but kind of not either. Kind of like that. Stamped images are good for this kind of thing too. And that page looks pretty good for, I'm just going to pass this one and then put more details with small little pictures and things. So that one seems like it needs some more stuff. Kind of like that. Let's cut that off. Kind of cut that down a little bit because it looks a little pointy there. And let's put her on there. That looks interesting. I like that. And it adds a little bit of something else to the page. Something to look at. This is the focal point part. All right. Something like that. All right, so that is good for details. And I feel like there's this one that needs some more stuff. I kind of want a watch. Do my stamped images. Add some. I can't find him. I swear I had some. Probably covered them all up, didn't I? Probably. Here they are. Some stamped images out of there. Let's see what I can find. I kind of like that. But I think I want a clock on one side and the half of the face on the other side. So let's see if I can find something about the same. Oop, there we go. Same diameter. Just like that. All right. And I want to rip that off. And I want to rip him in half. I want you to cut him in half. Put that there. And then cut this in half. And make a circle that way. So let me cut him straight so I can get him in the ditch. Let me make him a little bit more round. So he fits. This needs to be trimmed just a tad bit more. There, so he fits in there. Okay. Let me get that glued in. That covers up that little white spot in a place that I wouldn't have normally thought about putting something to look at. So that's why I enjoy the randomness of the first layer, because it makes me put things in places that I wouldn't think to put things. So I kind of like that. I need something over here. Oh, this tree would be cool. But the tree needs to be resting on something. I don't think I want more images that are stamped. I have one stamped image. I don't like to put a lot of stamped images on. I think I need a large something here. Maybe a big old tree or something, and I didn't pull out anything that would work. Did I? Oh, not really. So I'm going to have to come back with some larger images. The bird probably would be pretty cool. He's just too big, maybe. If I fussy cut him out just a little bit, he'd be all right. But he seems a little overpowering for the page. I need something like a strip of face or something. So I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted to get in the groove and practice a little bit before I start doing the videos so I can get it done correctly and explain it correctly. So thanks guys for being my reminder. Hope you enjoyed watching this a little bit. Hopefully I will get it. Oh, that would be cool right there. Hopefully I can get it perfected a little bit before I get my video up. Wish me luck. I'm not going to be able to do it right away. Got other things I need to do. But I wanted to get a video up for you guys anyway, so I thought maybe a little bit of collage play would be fun. Yeah. I like that house right there. But it needs something on the white bit over here, so I'll have to find a bit of this scrapbook paper, I think, so it fits in a little bit better. And that's all I do. I just randomly find images that will fit. There's two girls. I don't want two girls competing on the same page. This is the fun part, just playing around. So I will let you go for now, and I will come back probably in a couple days with some more of this. I think I need a little bit more practice, just a little bit more practice. So I might as well practice in a recording. So thanks for watching.